You know, 4 billion people worldwide are on some kind of social network. On average, each of us spends more than 30 hours per week on social media, which is over 4 hours per day. And Meta controls 99% of the info young people receive on social media. And this happens right here. So, how does all that impact our mental health? As 3 journalists, we interviewed the author of this book to find out more.
So, Santiago, thank you so much for being here with us.
Pleasure.
Be very welcome. You are the co-author of this book we have here in front of us. Can you please tell us what's this title in Spanish and in English, please? Because this is in Catalan, right?
Yeah. Well, the title is Kidnapped by Social Media in English, and in Spanish is Secuestrados por las redes sociales. And I think this is a big title because we are now, especially the young people, is kidnapped by social media, and they are giving a very special money for that. They are giving the time, they are giving the attention, and they are giving their wishes, their future wishes, and also their construction of identity. So this is a very crucial payment for this kidnapped by social media.
Yeah, I see that you're wearing the 1984 shirt. Is there some correlation in
of
here?
Of course, it is. This book is especially important nowadays. It was very futurist perspective of what we are now living on nowadays, and this special control by social media and very few platforms. I think it's very problematic for the construction of critical views of society. Perhaps we are now looking that there's no critical view on an issue that, for example, the majority of young people is or are inside of one platform, and why this not giving the opportunity to create a revolution. I never imagined an total generation inside of one platform, and there's no critical view of the young people about that. For me, it's an amazing thing.
Yeah. It's interesting because it seems we've had social media for almost 20 years now. I was barely born. And so, and the tonic on this conversation about the dangers of social media has been present as well for some years now. Why does it seem like the issue is still getting worse and we are not getting anywhere with this?
Yeah, I think that in their children, the social media in their when they are young, as more young than now, there was still an interesting issue to socialize and to discover people in other parts of the world. But from 2008, there is the change of the economy and the platformization of economy. We start to look that they are just interested in our time, and they are constructing all the structure and the mechanism for engage people to their platforms, and they has a lot of success on that. So I think this is the particular moment. And they start to grow from 2008, from nowadays, to create some very big empires. And nowadays it's very difficult to go out from there. There is no option to, for example, to create a new media and not be there. So I think it's very problematic that they have all the monopoly to share the knowledge, to share the information. And also for journalism, I think this is a very problematic issue for create an alternative, to create a homogenized content. So I think it's very important issue for the society.
And it seems like the presence of people in social media is very generalized today, and adolescents and children as well. But have you found that any specific profile of children are more susceptible to this, or is it just everyone is in social media and
No, I think that as all addictions, you have the same behavior with sugar and the same behavior with smoke. No? So when you are a young people between the 12, 13, 14 years, if you create an habit, you will use these things until adult or whatever. In this case, social media are trying to get people as more young they can. For example, in Instagram has a project that fortunately has not been approved in US, then an Instagram for kids. Trying to get on their platforms the people to that. Why is important for them, the teenagers? Because on the 10, 12, 13 years, you are constructing your identity, and you are constructing the ways in which you are relating with other people. If your relationships are mediated by technology, and you have the habit to relationship with these technologies, it's difficult to separate this technology when you are an adult. That's the thing we are understanding when we talk with our students. For them, it's impossible to disconnect the social media, because the way they start to socialize on early years.
But fortunately, it seems that people have a growing conscience about this being an issue and about addiction to social media. So where can we find solutions? Should they come more from the governmental side, or there has to be this change of consciousness in the individual? Where are the solutions coming from in your point of view?
Yes, I think there are movements on the society to change these issues. The first one is the government, as you said. They have to regulate the use, and they have to punish the different platforms that has some misuse of this kind of platforms. The second axis on these possibilities is the schools. I think that if you create safe spaces on the educative system, also in universities, to get some space without social media or without mobile phones, it's interesting. Here in Catalonia, we have different experiences that demonstrate that if you reduce the use of mobile phones in the schools, the socialization of students is better, and the relationship between professors and the students is better. So this is the evidence to strong these kind of actions. And finally, we have the families that we are trying to reduce this tendency to give to the people the mobile phone, smartphone, in early years. So if you just give this toy until 18 years, for example, or 16 at least, it will reduce this opportunity to socialize with social media. I think these three elements are great for the humanity.
Thank you, Santiago. Very concerning problem and very enlightening to talk with you. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you. A pleasure for me.
Whether it is up to governments, corporations, or individuals, it is not just our mental health that is impacted, but it is also worldwide democracy. So this time, we interviewed another journalist to get his take on digital far right. Come with us.
So, Joan, thank you very much for being here with us. You've recently written a thesis about the digital far right. What's your main premise in this thesis?
Yeah, I had been investigating about political influencers here in Spain in alt-right, and I studied in YouTube how they develop his content and how they create online communities, and they use binary conceptualizations between us and they. This us is this community, and they works a lot for create this sense of community between the online users. And in this day, there are the movements like feminism or LGBT movement or the left in general. I also studied how works the algorithm and the process of creation of informative bubbles. And for me, there are data that explains here in Spain how this movement this alt-right affects in society and mostly in young people, because 38% of young people uses these political influencers for for get information, and 44% of young men thinks that feminism gone too far.
Yeah, because it seems like the algorithm is promoting more extreme content than more moderate one. Is that part of your study?
Yeah, in YouTube there are different studies that explains that this algorithm do recommendations for more extreme content, and when people are looking normal, if you say, content, they finish this process of watching videos in more extreme content, and this is a danger for society because it's a natural process of the work of YouTube. So if you don't want, you will finish in videos more extreme.
Mm-hmm. And does it seem like having people in YouTube, like these influencers, talking about these things is making it okay for other people to say these things? Do you think like these influencers make it easier for other people to feel like their points of view are okay to defend?
Yeah, I think that they talk specifically to young men, and they know what are they doing, and young men are in process of creating his own personality, and in different moments, for example, feminism see like a danger for men, but when you are creating and you don't know about many things, it's danger, because it's natural that you can see like feminism or LGBT movement like a danger for yourself.
Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering about, you've studied far-right influencers, but we've seen that the algorithm promotes extreme content. Is there extreme content or in the left wing? Can we compare it to the right wing? Why did you decide to study the far right?
The left works in a different way because for me, the main difference is in this creation of community, and the left don't have this power, I think, nowadays, and the right have more hashtag activity. They work for create this community and this binary conceptualization between us and they work for create this fight, and they use more fake news, and the algorithm is better for this way of work.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joan.
Thank you.
Very enlightening again. And yeah, I think we're done.
Whatever agendas people have, maybe we just need to be able to disconnect sometimes. I spent almost 1 hour a day on social media this week.
For me, 1 hour and 40 screen time. So
For me, it's like an hour on social media and 3:30 on the phone. But it's just because I'm here in Barcelona, so I need it for Google Maps.
yeah, blame Google Maps.